And so this right here allows you to look at any of the bud that you buy in Atlanta.
And I'm appreciative of that MSO because
means is networking, advocacy, philanthropy, and being willing to build.
The fine print, reading the fine print. We talked about MSOs, and I want to second that. Not all MSOs are bad. And
Quick question.
Yes.
What does MSO stand for?
Multi-state operator. Great question. Yes, a multi-state operator. So that's like some of the bigger corporations, like you see Trulieve. They're in several different states. You'll see Curaleaf.
By the spend at the end because there's nobody to buy because they didn't know about it. Yeah, the legal market is crazy. The margins aren't there. The taxes are real.
In the States, there's not very many systems set up for you. So the network is really powerful, and the personal determination is what's going to take you where you want to go.
Beautiful.
And being able to pivot is where I got hit.
Yes.
the market they were in were Texas, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. And if you know about those markets, they're terrible, right? So most people don't even know Texas has a medical market, right? Texas has a hemp market that's growing.
What do you got here? Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Angela. I'm actually a student at Morehouse School of Medicine. My master's of biotechnology with a concentration in cannabis therapeutics. So that's how I heard about this organization and program. But my story with cannabis is like, I was taking Adderall and Vyvanse when I was in high school, and I felt like I was on meth. And so I looked it up, and I found that meth is a component in the drug. So I started smoking weed, back then, and I actually work for DFACS, and so I work with kids with a lot of mental disabilities, and I kind of want to take it all the way and like make a strain for kids. So that's what I want to do.
All right.
I cannot stand this camera.
That's what's up.
No, it's a weed drink.
Can I see the flower real quick? Whoever got it. Thank you. Okay. So on one side, there's a light, and this allows you to illuminate your flower. Okay. And so you want to be very close to this, close to your eye, and then you bring the flower really close. This is going to allow you to see the trichomes, the health and quality of your trichomes, and it's also going to tell you a little bit more about the flower, whether it's got bud rot, bugs, anything you don't actually want to consume.
Or fentanyl.
So, or fentanyl. I don't think it's.
I'm so cautious
if
about
you see
that.
something powdery on your weed, maybe don't smoke it.
Right,
Maybe
just,
don't smoke it. But this is going to allow you to look at the trichomes. There's going to be 3 different colors that you'll see on your trichomes. You'll see a golden. That means it's overripe. Stayed on the plant too long, or it's been out in the air too long. You want to see really nice milky trichomes. If you don't know what a trichome is, just Google trichome when you get home. And then milky trichome means that you have a really healthy, delicious bud. And so this right here allows you to look at any of the bud that you buy in Atlanta or outside the state. Hope you enjoy. There's some flour going around the room if you want to look at. he's looking at his broccoli over there. You can use it to look at your broccoli over here. Now let's switch to the other side. Now bring your eye really close.
Okay.
See those two?
So it's been a really great conference so far. Made a lot of connections, a few. It's really lit in there. I love the vibe. I love the energy. I love the small medical space, cannabis industry. Child, I done had that infused drink, and I can feel it. So shout out to the Real Dirty Lemonade, because it's dirty. This roach and head back inside. This is my midday smoke break. When people say they need a smoke break, this is mine. I'm excited. I've met two really cool ladies so far that I am interested in working with in the future. Real near future. I just gotta get to growing. It was really foggy when I came out this morning, but the sky cleared. Mind you, when I came out the house it was 10 o'clock, so I don't know why I look like that at 10, but this is how I look at 2. In my dirty car.
Jurisdictions, and this industry has so many different legalities. What's legal on this side of the river may literally not be legal on the opposite side of the river. That's why you have border towns, border states. But if you're gonna be in this industry, you're gonna have to be involved mind, body, and soul. And so what that means is networking, advocacy, philanthropy, and being willing to build for others. This industry, you have to be willing at times to do things that may not ultimately benefit you. It may be something that's not.
Actually, one of the slides up there, you'll see like there's creating your smart goals and your action items, your takeaways, things of that nature. We'll talk a little bit more about that later today. That's the slide right there I was referring to. But the goal is to make sure that we don't just feel good afterwards, but we also have clear ideas and understanding of what we're supposed to do next, right? As individuals, as well as a collective and a group, right? The MCBA, our organization, we've been around for about a decade now. Our primary focus is advocating at the federal level, but the reality of cannabis is that everything really is happening for the most part at the state and local level, and that's why we get out there and do these workshops and make sure we connect with folks on the ground everywhere we go. Next year, we'll be putting together something called the Equity Report. We did one a few years ago. Anybody check out that Equity Report from a couple years back? Anybody familiar with it? Omari, Bridget? Basically, what it was is a study of all the different states and the different social equity programs, and then recommendations made based on that research of what would create greater equity in the country. This time when we do it, we want input from everybody. We want to make sure that the folks that come to these workshops, you feel empowered to plug in with us and be able to provide that input, provide your ideas, provide your understandings, your research, as we put this together as a grassroots document. The reason it's important, and the work that we do, in my opinion, is important, is that we have relationships with the, and they may vary in different places, but we have relationships and understandings with a lot of regulators and legislators around the country, and that equity report has actually been used as a reference and quoted and cited and copied and pasted even in some situations. And so we know that it's important to make sure that we have everybody's collective input and feedback as we create that and go from the ground up. So with that said, today what we're going to be doing is we have a lot of, mostly it's going to be roundtable conversations. When I say roundtable conversations, I mean small, intimate conversations where you get to dive in with a small handful of people and be able to really make sure that you're able to talk to. Make sure you get your input there, you get your questions answered back and forth, a kind of setting that we often don't get to have. Usually we do, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but usually I end up going to conferences and it's, you got a panel.
Want to the movement of having an ounce or less becoming a misdemeanor and not a felony. So something realistic, like, well, let's add 2 ounces to that. Let's add 3 ounces to that. Stair steps or incremental change is something that always looks to be able to be passed. Even with the bill that rolled back being able to have cannabis in stores. Well, we can now look at that and say, well, you guys are looking at regulation at a tighter scale. How about we regulate some of these over-the-counter products that have THC derivatives from it? And those are actual legislation that looks like we can pass it in this session. While we like to say, well,
Come on. All right. I feel like we're too far this way.
So what's gonna happen then?
How we looking, y'all? Which way we need to go?
All right, everybody see the camera?
Oh, that's fine.
Where you going?
Tighten up some more. Say I gotta go closer.
What happened to that flower we were smelling earlier? Yeah. Somebody stole the flower, huh?
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
touched with you, so.
2.
Are we going up or down?
3, 2, 1. There we go. Everyone say cheese.
Cheese.
La Mudo. Someone found how to close eyes.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
yeah, let me know, man.
You're not gonna go.
Yeah, man. Definitely stay in touch.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Very,